It's Kung Fu Panda time, people. Skadoosh. That is right. I just got done watching Kung Fu Panda 4, and man, I had such a blast with this film, which does have probably quite a bit to do with the fact that I just have such nostalgia for this franchise. It was a huge part of my childhood growing up with these characters. And I mean, I still remember collecting the Happy Meal toys from the first and second movie, which honestly, I probably still have those Happy Meal toys somewhere around here, so that's pretty cool. But man, this a lot of people are kind of hating on this film a bit. I feel a little unnecessarily. Most people agree it's the worst of the franchise. But really, there is no bad Kung Fu Panda movie. I rewatched the first couple. I rewatched the first and second movie before watching this. I didn't get around to watching the third one, but I mean, I'd seen it before, obviously, but yeah, and honestly, I mean, those movies, I definitely liked them better when I was a kid, but man, Kung Fu Panda 4, this movie just had a smile on my face this entire time. It was fun. It was funny. I feel like it really captured the energy of the franchise perfectly. The action was great. Action was top tier here. Really, all the visuals and the animation style was beautiful. There were some really, really great moments here. Like, there was a fight scene that Poe was doing, and it was like in black and white and in the shadows. It was really visually striking, and I really quite enjoyed that a lot. And this movie, the one thing I do have a problem with, yes, it's very predictable, but it's a kids movie, so whatever. But this movie is very different from the other ones. And it obviously Poe is back. Jack Black is back as Poe. Dustin Hoffman returns as Master Shifu, so that was great to see him back. But this movie is definitely a lot about taking a pivot for the franchise. The Furious Five is not featured here. They do appear, but they're not a big part of the movie. And this is all about Poe trying to find the next Dragon Warrior, trying to find the person that he's going to train to become the next Dragon Warrior. So it very much takes a different approach, which I enjoyed. I do wish the Furious Five was here. So yeah, there's that. But I feel like a lot of our new characters that were introduced here were really great. For example, Aquafina's character was actually a really big surprise for me because I'm going to be honest, I don't love Aquafina. I mean, I'm sure as a person, she's great, but I've just kind of always found her annoying in everything she's in, mainly because of her voice. So I was really concerned going into this, like, oh, just her voice is all I'm going to be hearing. Yikes. But her character, Zen, actually was really great. She was a fun character, and Aquafina, I think, did a nice job voicing the character as well. Obviously, Jack Black, fantastic as Poe. He's iconic in the role. So that was great to see. We also have Viola Davis as our villain, the Chameleon here, which was great. Viola Davis, fantastic actress, but it was really cool to see her do a bit of comedy here. That's something you don't really get from Viola Davis very often, so that was quite enjoyable. The villain, the Chameleon, very powerful, very cool for those action sequences, and I think was the perfect way to bring back some of our older villains because, of course, she can shapeshift, she can transform into other people, so that's how we got the return of Tai Lung. So that was great to see him back as well, and some of our other villains also on top of that. Ke Huy Quan appears here as an armadillo. Love that guy, and his voice just perfect here, so I love seeing that. Ronnie Chang, great as always as well. I also really enjoyed Poe's fathers. So that was something that was introduced in the third movie, is Poe's real father. So of course he was adopted by a goose named Mr. Ping. voiced by the iconic James Hong. And then, he discovers his real father. And so now in this movie, he now has two fathers, which is really awesome. And the relationship between the two fathers themselves, and then also just how much they care about Poe as their son, was just beautiful and just so much fun to see on screen here. And really, that is just the best way to describe this movie, is just fun. Like I said, yeah, it's predictable, but it's a kids' movie. Most are, for the most part. The themes and messages are great, real fantastic. I love those. Again, it's just fun. Another highlight, probably my favorite part of the whole movie, which is probably not great considering it's over the end credits, but Jack Black's new cover, him with Tenacious D, of Hit Me Baby One More Time. Iconic. I mean, little snippets have been out there leading up to the release of this film, and I heard it and I was like, oh, this is good. And when you hear it in the movie, it's just so good. Yes, it is over the end credits, but there is a scene playing over at least the beginning of the credits while the song plays. And this is my favorite scene, not only because of the song, but also what's happening in the scene. I was already walking out of there with a smile on my face, but my smile got so much bigger when the song started playing and some other certain characters showed up. It was great. It was really awesome. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. Kung Fu Panda 4 was great. I had so much fun with this movie. Again, a smile on my face the whole entire time. Just such nostalgia for me, a big part of my childhood. Did it make me cry like Toy Story 4 did? No, but, I laughed and I had fun with Kung Fu Panda 4. And the directors confirmed that we will see Poe again. Will that be a Kung Fu Panda 5? I think there's possibly... that final scene could be a setup for Kung Fu Panda 5, so I would really love to see that. Hopefully see those characters back in a bigger way, especially with that iconic voice cast. And I mean, there's also the possibility they could just do another animated series on Peacock. That's a possibility as well. But I would definitely like to see Kung Fu Panda stick to the big screen, which, speaking of that, I'm pretty sure this is the first DreamWorks movie I've ever seen on the big screen in a movie theater. And man, just what an experience that was. Again, the animation was fantastic, but also seeing the new DreamWorks intro with all the characters, seeing Shrek on the big screen, chef's kiss. Cannot wait for Shrek 5 and whatever else we're getting from DreamWorks in the future. I'd love to see some more Madagascar. That'd be fun. Just as long as it doesn't end up like Megamind 2, because that is what we want to avoid at all costs. But Kung Fu Panda definitely does not fall into that category. This is a good one. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend this if you haven't seen it already. So guys, what did you think of Kung Fu Panda 4? Are you a fan of the franchise, and how does this fourth installment rank among the other films? So thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I keep up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.